The valley was alive with whispers of the wind, carrying scents of moss, wild bamboo, and fresh mountain streams. Towering peaks surrounded the forest like guardians, their snowy caps shining in the sunlight. Midst this living world wandered a peculiar being, a mischievous, talking wooden creature, shaped like a tall, upright log. His polished, light-orange body gleamed softly under the sun, vertical grain lines making him appear both ancient and comical. Droopy brown eyes, thick eyebrows, and a rounded wooden nose gave him a perpetually goofy but thoughtful expression. His long, thin wooden arms dangled awkwardly at his sides, ending in five-fingered cartoonish hands, and his oversized barefoot cartoon feet slapped against the soil with every step, though silly in appearance. The wooden creature carried an air of melancholy, as though searching for something he himself did not fully understand. The villagers, who sometimes glimpsed him in the distance, thought him a ghost of the forest, or a spirit sent to protect its creatures. Yet, the wooden figure spent his days wandering in curiosity, lifting stones to watch ants, following bird songs, or dipping his wooden toes into streams just to see the ripples expand. On this particular morning, a faint sound caught his ears. A high-pitched squeak carried down the valley. He froze, thick eyebrows curling into concern. His droopy eyes widened, and he slouched further, cocking his wooden head. The sound came again, sharp, panicked, and small. Something was in distress. Without hesitation, the creature set off, oversized feet thudding rhythmically as he clambered up a slope lined with bamboo shoots. He reached a ridge where broken rocks lay scattered across a narrow path. The air was filled with a tense silence, the kind that follows calamity. Below, he spotted a tiny figure, black and white, struggling to climb over heavy stones. It was a baby panda, its soft fur stained with dust. The creature's wooden mouth dropped open, his goofy expression replaced with sudden urgency. The rocks had tumbled down from above, creating a miniature landslide that trapped the cub between boulders. The baby panda whimpered, its round eyes glistening with fear. It tried to push one rock aside with tiny paws, but the stone refused to budge. More pebbles rattled loose from above, warning of danger not yet finished. The wooden creature's posture straightened. His silly demeanor melted into determination. This was no time for clumsiness. He stepped carefully onto the slope, every movement deliberate, long wooden arms stretching out to balance himself. He whispered softly, his wooden voice carrying a low, resonant hum, so the forest itself were speaking encouragement. The panda turned toward him, frightened at first, but the creature's large, droopy eyes radiated kindness. Slowly he advanced, scanning the rocks and calculating how to reach the cub without triggering another slide. The valley seemed to hold its breath. The whispering wind hushed, and even the birds perched silently, watching. The fate of a tiny life now rested in the hands of a strange wooden being. The slope was treacherous. Each step the wooden creature took sent small stones tumbling down, echoing like distant drums. His oversized feet, though clumsy on flat ground, surprisingly gripped the jagged earth with stability. He crouched low, slouching further, hands extended to keep balance as he crept closer. The baby panda squealed louder, sensing the rocks shifting beneath it. Above them, a jagged cliff loomed. Fresh cracks had split across the stone wall, remnants of the earlier collapse. At any moment, more could fall. The wooden creature understood the risk. His droopy eyes narrowed, thick eyebrows furrowed in. Concentration. Saving the cub meant facing the mountain's wrath. He reached the first boulder, its surface rough and warm under the morning sun. With a deep grunt that echoed from his hollow chest, he pushed. The wood of his body creaked, arms stretching as if the very grain lines strained with effort. Slowly, the stone rolled aside, revealing the panda's tiny paw. The cub whimpered but didn't run. It seemed to sense safety in his presence. Then, a rumble. The creature's wooden ears twitched. His eyes darted upward. More rocks shifted. He lunged forward, shielding the panda with his slouched frame as pebbles rained down. His polished orange back took the brunt, the sound like hail on wood. When silence returned, he carefully lifted his head, brushing off dust. The panda blinked at him, its round eyes wide, as if asking, "Why do you care?" The wooden being's mouth curved into a crooked grin. He bent lower, pressing his oversized wooden fingers gently to the cub's fur. A warmth spread in his hollow chest, something that was not blood, but something older, an echo of purpose. The panda squirmed, wedged between two stubborn rocks. The creature slouched deeper, wedging his arms down. With one great heave, he separated. The stones, with fibers straining like muscles. The panda stumbled free, rolling clumsily into his lap. For a brief moment, time froze. A baby panda, fragile and trembling, lay safely against the polished wooden surface of a being not quite alive, not quite human. Their eyes locked shroud, black orbs staring into droopy brown ones. A bond was formed, wordless but undeniable. But danger had not passed. The mountain above growled again, another warning of collapse. The wooden creature glanced up, realization dawning. They could not stay here. He had freed the cub, but to save it truly, he must carry it to safety. He lifted the panda gently, long wooden arms cradling its small body. It whimpered softly, but did not resist, pressing its head against his smooth wooden chest. His slouched posture straightened slightly, as though the weight gave him strength. With oversized feet carefully finding each step, he began the descent. Yet the mountain was restless, sending tremors through the slope. The rocks groaned, ready to unleash. Another slide. Time was running out. The mountain seemed alive, groaning and shifting with every breath of wind. The wooden creature clutched the baby panda tightly, his long, thin arms curved like protective branches around the fragile cub. The panda whimpered, but did not resist, nestling into the polished chest of the strange being. The slope beneath them was slick with loose gravel, each step a gamble. His oversized wooden feet pressed cautiously against the soil, searching for stable ground. He slouched lower, his droopy eyes scanning for a safe path. Behind them, the jagged cliff shuddered again. Stones broke loose, cascading downward with a roar like thunder. Wakened his pace, though every movement had to be deliberate. If he slipped, both he and the cub would tumble into the ravine below. A fallen tree blocked the narrow path ahead, its branches jutting like broken spears. The creature crouched, shifting the panda into one arm. With the other, he gripped a log. Muscles of wood creaked as he lifted it aside. The cub squealed, startled by the sound, and pressed closer into his chest. He whispered in his low hollow, voice a sound that seemed to vibrate like the hum of the forest. The panda quieted. Suddenly the ground trembled violently. A section of the slope gave way. He stumbled, one oversized foot sliding dangerously close to the edge. Dust clouded the air. The panda cried out, with a desperate swing of his long arm. The creature caught a protruding root and steadied himself. He pulled back, heart if he had one pounding in the echo of his hollow chest. The valley below was still far away, and the safest path was blocked by more fallen boulders. His thick eyebrows furrowed, droopy eyes filled with determination. He couldn't turn back. Instead, he spotted a narrow ledge hugging the cliffside. It was barely wide enough for his large feet, but it stretched downward like a precarious stair. The wooden creature hesitated only a moment before stepping onto it. His toes gripped the stone, his slouched body pressed against the cliff wall. The panda shivered but remained calm in his arms. Slowly, step by step, they inched along the ledge. The wind howled, tugging at the panda's fur and the creature's polished surface. Pebbles rattled and fell into the abyss, disappearing without sound. He didn't look down, focused on the pandas, small, vulnerable, depending entirely on him. At last, the ledge widened into a safe platform. The creature exhaled deeply, a creaking sigh of relief. He lowered the panda gently to the ground. The cub wobbled on its feet, sniffing curiously. Unaware of how close they had been to disaster, but the danger was far from over. The mountain growled once more, and this time the rumble was deeper, darker. The cliff above them cracked open like a wound. A massive slab of stone teetered, preparing to break free. The wooden creature's droopy eyes widened in horror. He knew what was about to happen. He scooped the panda into his arms again, holding it tightly. The mountain was about to unleash its fury. The sound of the breaking cliff was deafening. A colossal rock split free, crashing downward in a storm of dust and shards. The wooden creature did not think he moved. With one great leap, his oversized feet slammed onto the ground, propelling him forward. He sprinted along the narrow platform, slouched body zigzagging as smaller rocks pelted his polished back like arrows. The baby panda clung to him, squeaking in terror. His long wooden arms tightened, shielding the cub from falling debris. The mountain roared behind them, boulders tumbling in a chain reaction, smashing trees, breaking the earth. He spotted a hollow beneath an overhang of stone. Without hesitation, he dove into it, curling his body around the panda. Dust and rubble rained down, echoing like cannon fire. The air filled with choking grit, but the overhang shielded them from the worst.